veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great.
It is a Formula One tier list. So all the liveries for Formula One teams have been revealed, and it's now time to give them a grade. So we've got 11 liveries to go through. So yes, there's only 10 teams, but there are 11 liveries because one team has announced 2 different paint jobs that they're going to have on their cars. So we're going to go through and grade each one of these just based on, looks, kind of what I'm feeling. So starting off here is the Aston Martin. They have lost the BWT partnership that they had that kind of added that really weird like pink on green, and it made it look really weird. But they've got a new title sponsor as well, going along with Aston Martin. It's Aramco, which is I believe they use those barriers for safety at their racetrack. So it's got this really nice lime green, and to go along with the darker, almost forest green. And I think this is probably one of their best liveries that they've put out as a team. Back when they were BWT Racing Point, they had basically the bright pink cars, and now it's Aston Martin, and with the green and the lime green, they really did a good job here of kind of getting it to all go together. So the grades that we're going to give are obviously the grades you would get in school, A, B, C, D, and then F, total failure. F, we're just going to call it a fail. So Aston Martin, I would put them I would say this is, like I said, one of probably their better liveries. So I'm going to put it in the A category. I'm going to give Aston Martin really good rating here. They did a really good job here. So A plus from them, absolutely fantastic. So moving on to the Haas Formula One team. So if you guys watched a prior video that I put out within the headlines, you heard me talk about their title sponsor and how in testing they made it an all-white livery. So I'm basing this grade solely on what we know right at this moment, which is, Dmitry Mazepin still owns Eurocrawley, and they're still the title sponsor, and so their colors and basically the Russian flag is on the Formula One car for the U.S. Formula One team. I will always, until they can get a better paint job, get a better title sponsor, or whatever the case may be, I cannot stand the fact that a U.S. Formula One team has got basically a Russian flag painted on their car. It is an absolute failure. Up next, we have AlphaTauri. So this has obviously been rebranded from, they used to be the Red Bull Junior team. They used to always have the Red Bull branding. Now they've got more of the clothing brand, which is why they're named AlphaTauri. So this actually, I love this is probably, it's an okay one. I mean, I really wish teams would I feel like F1 needs to ban blue, because literally we're getting into another almost blue colored car, and I don't think there's anything wrong with it. To me, it's just very, very plain. I'm a guy that likes these big, elaborate colors that's, big and exciting, the bronze GPs of their day where they use that almost Floviz yellowish green color. I thought that was an amazing color, and you kind of see some people pay tribute to that, on other YouTube channels. I love those kind of those outlandish colors. So this for me, I wouldn't say it's a total failure because I think it gets their branding across. But I would say they need to put a little bit more into it, and I'm gonna say a D. It's literally pretty close to a failure in my eyes, but I think there's some things that can be done there to not just do a white and blue or just this. It's too simple to me, so that's why I'm rating as a D. Moving on, we've got McLaren. I absolutely love this orange. They did a really good job. So if you guys saw the race in Monaco last year, they did a McLaren Gulf one-off livery, which was this blue that you can see here, that you can kind of see in the car. It was almost all blue, and then they had the tints of orange in there. But this year I love this orange. They call it the papaya color, and they did a really good job, and I'm praying. So there has been talks that potentially McLaren has been working on LED type wheel hubs, and we do get a couple night races throughout the F1 season, so I'm hoping maybe we get to see that, and that'd be something really cool. But again, I think McLaren did an absolutely amazing job with this, so I am definitely giving them an A, and I would actually probably put them ahead of Aston Martin as far as their livery goes. So moving on to Red Bull. Red Bull has done nothing different with their livery for the past, since they've been in Formula One. Let's be totally honest. They have not changed their livery up very, very much. They give us these really cool test liveries and all this other stuff, but then they just go right back to the simple Red Bull branding, and I get it. Like, you're Red Bull. Like, you want people to see your brand. But, like, to me, I feel like they need to change things up a little bit, and they just haven't done it here. It basically almost stayed similar. So I'm gonna call this to me, it's a failure because they just haven't done anything to change up their livery and to really, make it stand out. And it's blue and got Red Bull painted all over it. Like that's literally all it is to me. Moving on, we're moving to Williams. So when I initially saw the livery get introduced, I was amazed at how well it looked. The pictures didn't do it justice, but when you see it on the track, it looks absolutely outstanding. I hate the fact that it's another blue car, and you're going to hear a lot of people on YouTube and people on Twitter just saying, "God, can we stop with the blue? Like, let's move on from that color." I'm going to give them a solid B on this. I think this is way better than any of the liveries they've put out in the past. This is one of those ones that it's not going to be one of those ones I feel like you can make fun of, like you could when Rocket was their title sponsor and they basically made it look like a tube of toothpaste. So I think this is really good. I just wish we'd get away from the blue. If there's anything you guys are going to learn from this video, besides my grades, it's let's stop using blue in Formula One liveries. Please, dear God. So moving on, Ferrari launched their car, and this, I'm another one of these ones. So Ferrari likes to keep theirs very, very simple, but with this one, I think really outdid themselves. They went for a flashback in the Ferrari F175. This is a throwback to I believe, if I've heard correctly, it's a throwback to early 90s, to some of the liveries back then. And I mean, it just like the black with the red and, the sponsors that they have on the car. And they got rid of Mission Win Now, which was basically Marlboro, branding under a different company. I would say that they're ahead of Aston Martin by far. I love the black and the red, and I would give it an absolute A, hands down. So moving on, we move over to Mercedes, who moves back from the black livery that they've had the last year and a half. They're moving back to basically being the silver arrows. But they did keep, I think, one of the things that kind of draws me to this car. They kept the red air duct on the top there to pay homage to Niki Lauda, who passed away a couple years ago. I think it's a great homage to him. I don't like the fact that they went back to silver. I actually liked the black and the green that they were using last year. I get you're called the Silver Arrows and you kind of want to make it look more silverish, but it's not a horrible livery by any stretch. So I would say it's probably an average to me. I think if they would have gone with the black livery this year, I really feel like that they could have made it really, really pop this year. And they could have done, a black and silverish, kind of mix there to, kind of pay homage to where their car used to be and where it's gone to, and so I feel like they could have done something a little bit different there. Okay, so now we've got 2 teams left, 3 cars still to grade. Alpine put out 2 different cars. So Alpine picked up the BWT sponsorship that when BWT left Aston Martin. So now it's BWT Alpine Racing. So now they've introduced 2 different liveries. So the first one I'm going to go with is the one that was kind of initial and before they announced the one that they're going to run for the first 2 races. So the first one that they announced was this one right here, it's basically the same livery as last year, and they just kind of threw some pink on the car to make BWT feel a little bit better about this. I think it looks absolutely ridiculous. This livery, like I said, you feel like that this partnership came up way too late after the team had already developed their livery, and so they were like, well, we got to throw pink on somewhere, so let's just kind of throw it wherever. And so this is kind of what you got out of it. I think this is I would put this in failure. I'm kind of torn, but like I said, Russian colors on a U.S. Formula One team, biggest fail of the year, of every year, until you change your colors, Haas. Until you change your colors. Then you had Alpine with the livery that they're going to run the first 2 races of the season, which is basically an all pink. You have on the shark fin, you have the Alpine kind of livery colors that they're typically going to run. This basically looks like BWT Racing Point, just adding in some of the blue in there for Alpine, and I absolutely hated that pink car. Like, again, I love, more outlandish colors. I just don't like pink. For some odd reason, I just can't get behind. So this is another big fail for me. I'm going to put it right before the livery that they put out, the one that they're going to run basically majority of the season. I'm going to put that one behind this one. I get what they were going for because you have the BWT partnership. Then for the final team, Alfa Romeo, who, when I'm recording this video on a Sunday, they just released their livery today. And so they were the last team to basically announce show their livery. And I absolutely love the color on this. I think this is probably one of their best liveries that they've put out since they changed to Alfa Romeo. They used to be the Sauber Formula One team, which used to run the blue, white, and yellow. You've even seen them run, I believe they've run a real dark blue, white combination. But ever since they changed to Alfa Romeo, I mean, they have really done an amazing job with liveries. And I think here, again, is no different. Obviously, you got the Alfa Romeo logo here. If you get a chance to look at some of the pictures from behind, they've got the Italian flag, obviously, on the back wing, which looks absolutely amazing. I love the color red that they used here. It really, really pops. And you have to remember that Alfa Romeo is a Ferrari junior team, basically. So they kind of have to incorporate that red in there a little bit with it being with their partnership with Ferrari. But I would say that they're ahead of, I would say, like I said, this is their best livery yet. But I would put them ahead of Ferrari. Actually, I'll put them behind Ferrari. Because I love the absolute throwback Ferrari livery. But ahead of Aston Martin. The more and more I think about it, you know what? I'm going to put Aston Martin down here in the B category. I still think it's one of their best ones, and the colors really kind of mesh well together. But I'm going to go ahead and move it to the B. So this is my list right here. This is how I feel about the liveries of the Formula One 2022 season. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think. Am I totally off base with some of these rankings? Am I right on? You know, let me know what your tier list would be, where you would rank some of these liveries at. But guys, continue to subscribe to this channel and continue looking for more Formula One content, as I'm going to be covering all throughout the season. Going to be recapping races and doing all sorts of other fun Formula One videos. Also, pay attention to my channel for my trying out the laugh challenges. I'm going to be doing more eating challenges. I'm just going to be doing whatever I want to do to entertain you guys there at home. So thank you guys so much for watching the video. Slap a like on it. Slap a like on this video. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. And comment down in the comment section down below what other Formula One content would you guys like to see from me. So I will see you guys in the very next video. Goodbye.
Ice in my veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the